vegetable garden where I've got green beans, squash, tomatoes, all growing. And one of the best ways to make sure you have tasty vegetables is to understand what plant nutrients you have in your soil. So there's a lot of easy at-home soil tests that you can use, and I'm going to show you how to do it. You start by first getting a bunch of soil samples from different spots in your garden. I've already gotten some from the watermelon, from the okra, and now we're going to get some over here by the beans. And you're just going to take a little shovelful, add it in, and make sure that your soil is nice and mixed. Once your soil is mixed, then all you need to do is take a cup of that soil and add it to 5 cups of water. So you want 1 part soil to 5 parts water. And I'm going to add this in, and I'm going to mix it for 1 minute, okay? And after 1 minute, we're going to let this mixture settle, and then we're going to come back and we're going to take the water from the top and we'll add it to those test kits. So stay tuned. Okay, we've let our soil and water solution sit for about a half an hour, and you can see how a lot of that soil has settled to the bottom. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our pipette and we're going to pull from this clear liquid right on top. When you reach in and pull that water, try not to disturb the sediment. It's okay if you get some in here, but it's easier to read if you don't have any in there. So we're going to fill all of these chambers with water. This one's nitrogen. I'm filling sort of this reference chamber, and then the big chamber too, just for comparison. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to fill all of these with water. Okay, now we've gotten all of our chambers filled with water. So we are going to now take the powder, the little capsule that comes with each of these, and we're gonna pour it into this test chamber. So I'm gonna pour this one in, get it all in there. That one was for nitrogen, this one is for phosphorus. I like to snip off the top. I think it's a little easier to get all the powder out. And then lastly, potassium. Okay, now let's put the caps on each of these and we're gonna mix them up. Okay, it has been about 10 minutes and you can see what we're looking at is in this test chamber, we're comparing it to these colors on the side right here. So if I look at my nitrogen, what I see is that I'm a little nitrogen deficient. It kind of has this very pale pink color. And that's pretty normal for nitrogen. Nitrogen leaches through the soil. It's a negative nutrient ion. And so it's often something that we have to give to our garden growing season after growing season. Our potassium is also very light and it looks a little bit deficient. It's a very light blue color. And if we look at our potassium to me looks like it is adequate. And so if we're trying to think about what kind of nutrients can we add to the soil, we might look at fertilizers, either organic or synthetic, that have nitrogen and potassium. I like this activity because it gives you just a little bit of a sense of that there are nutrients in the soil. And then if you really want to understand how many nutrients you have in your soil, you can do a soil test through the North Carolina Department of Agriculture. They have soil testing, and you send in a soil sample in a box and they give you the results back that are a lot more accurate than this. But this is such a great way to see what you might have in your garden. So let us know what you find in your garden and what you think you're going to do to manage your soil so that you have enough nutrients for your plants to grow.